G'day. Hi, Catherine. I uncover the news. How's it all going? Okay. Trump. How's it all going? Yeah, just a bit of delay. Hi, Beatrice Harrison. Yeah, Trump. Charges. Okay. Hi, Debbie Fitzsimmons. Hi, Wendy Kay. Just looking at some news feeds. And yeah, I hope everyone's had a good Saturday over there and a good and over here as well, and that the weekend's going well. Yes, as you can see, I've changed things up behind me a bit. Couple of reasons for that. I've got to balance my professional side with the other side as well, and yeah, so finding ways to do that and changing things up. I've got a lovely picky up there. You can see the bottom of it. It's a bird of paradise flower, and yeah. The Jim Crow law. What's happening with that? I know what I'll call it the new Jim Crow laws. New Jim Crow in Georgia. What is happening? I do think there'll be court cases over it. Hi, Hippie Gypsy, Judy Gagini. Hi. Hi, Mary Lou. Hi, Cat M. It's nice to see you, Mary Lou. A new voice, a new name. Sorry. Hi, Cardamancy. I don't particularly feel sorry for Dr. Burks. Yeah, that law about not being able to hand out food and drink to people in line to vote, that's ridiculous. Hi, Deborah Costa. I'm just having a look at the news feed and stuff. Latest stories. I don't know the full story about the voting restrictions, but they're pretty bad, I think. So all those are on videos. So gun ownership soars in South Africa. Yeah, we're starting to have a housing crisis over here too, with more and more people living in their vehicles. More South Africans as insecurity grows. Yeah. Hi, Bonnie Russell. Oh, don't tease me, Renee Rogers. Lemon blueberry muffins. Yum. Oh. Hi, Teresa Baltazar. I'm just having a look at the news feed here. It's global, so it's Boris Johnson. What is up with his hair? Last time I saw him on video, his hair was yellow. Oh, Mayorkas has fired 32 members of the advisory council. Good. Okay. Ted Cruz shares video of Biden cages. Yeah, that'd be right. Anyway, let's get into it. Putin hails Russian Navy as 3 submarines smashed through the Arctic ice. Why? Hi, Bonnie Russell. Hi, Sheila. China's sanctioning Canada. Okay. Right, let's get on to it. Now, the Jim Crow laws that Georgia are introducing, or the new Jim Crow laws, we'll call them that. Just got to clear some space for the keyboard here. Oh, lovely apple and pear candle burning. Yeah. So, hi Clarence Field. Let's have a look at these laws in Georgia. I have to admit I haven't really looked at the whole lot, but there's the, what else is there about them? They're pretty horrible, aren't they? Hi Judy Malley. Hi Helena Harrison, Bonnie Russell. Hi Jude Gerard. And Clarence, I think I said hello to Clarence. Hi Dave. Let's have a look at these Georgia voting laws. Will they be overturned? Georgia. I just do see a picture of like justice in the end. Lovers. It is definite. They're definitely meant to isolate people. The lovers. I'll know more about that in a minute. Relationships, deals. I know there's more states trying to introduce these things, and I do feel like they're been talking to other states, Republican-run states as well, at least 2 others, I'd say, on these laws and what they can do in the best way they can suppress voter rights. But these are a tipping point, a crossroads, these laws. They're a tipping point. They are meant to burden voters, to suppress and to burden voters. Hi, Annie S. We're looking at the Jim Crow laws. Are they going to be overturned? And yeah, they're completely meant to isolate, make voting a burden on people, and cause people to just turn their back and say, well, why bother? Biden, tipping point Biden. I think Biden might set up a commission, but he can't really, can he? American vote. Burden the American voters. Yeah, defeat Biden and bring in celebrations, minor celebrations in their states, and hanging on to power because they can really, they've seen the numbers, they've seen their power eroded and eroded, and it's getting to the point where in some of these states, some of these state representatives and senators, they barely just, the races were a lot tighter than they liked. I mean, they still won with a decent margin, but they didn't win with the huge margins they used to. So the races were a lot tighter than they liked. And so they're all working together, these states. And I think Georgia is the testing ground. Georgia and possibly Arizona and a couple of others. North Korea, I'm going to add them to the list. What's going on with North Korea, not just with the US, with other countries around it, in the region. That includes us too. So, the question I also asked is, are these laws going to be overturned? Yes, I'd say it's a yes. We've got a yes, yes. Yes, yes. Maybe. But I'll ask that question on its own with a different deck of cards as well. Please tell me too if you can't hear what I'm saying, if I'm mumbling a bit. I do tend to do that. What was on the bottom there? Oh, wishes coming true. That's good for the laws being overturned for the question. Will these laws be overturned? No, I don't know where Cameo is. She might be in with my hubby. Yes, overturn of the laws. Honestly, saying you can't give people food and drink in line to vote on, especially on hot days or longs, if they're there for hours, that's denying basic human rights. Ace of Swords, yeah, it's all crap. It's all going to come out. That's the second ace in a row there. Chariot, yeah, the momentum is there to move on from it. Get rid of them and move on. That's definitely, there's a real momentum to overturn these. I think they might even just Seven of Cups. The Empress, yeah, and Biden there. Biden's definitely going to play a role in this. Taking them to the court. No. American voters. Yeah, they're going to get overturned. I don't know whether Biden's going to be Queen of Pentacles. They're going to end up in the Supreme Courts, I think. Balance. This isn't Biden. This is more balanced judgment. That's I think the courts, the state Supreme Court, and possibly even the federal one in the end. But yeah, they're looking good for those to be, and they're going to be a test case as well, and send a message to other states: stop this shit. Yes, he is, isn't he? He's looking into the Georgia voter bill. Yes, I saw that. He was pretty disgusted with it. He called them Jim Crow laws. So that's exactly what they were. Merrick Garland, sorry. I read the comments and I answer, oh yeah, like I'm having a conversation. Forget that people are watching. Hello to everyone who's watching, and not on the comments, and hello to anyone who will be watching later. Thank you so much for supporting me. Dave. Yeah, I think they're pretty clear on what the different Black Georgia lawmaker was arrested. for knocking on the governor's door. Yeah, she's a lawmaker. She knocked on the governor's door and they went and arrested her. That's just wrong. Try Kemp. I just blacked out for a few seconds there. If I continue, if things start playing up, I might pop out and open up a new window. Okay, so don't stress if I disappear for about 30 seconds or so. Am I reading on Merrick Garland now? What will Merrick Garland be able to do? Okay. Now I'm going to read on Brian Kemp. Is he going to be re-elected next year? And then I'll do what is Garland going to do about what can he do? I mean, it's in the Constitution. I think it's Article 10, is it, that the states run the elections? Hi, Grandma D. Hi, Kathy Daly. Okay, God's highest truth and compassion. His election in 2022. Ooh, apathy. He's not someone they want. More and more Georgians are saying we don't want him there. Oh, this is not looking good for his chances. And they're both no cards, by the way. Conflict and debate and conflict. He's just done nothing but stir conflict. Hi, Sandra Henderson. Slow moving. He's plodding and slow moving to deliver on his promises. Normally I would say this is the Republicans. It's on top of the death card. Anger, fighting, resentment. I feel like there's a lot more resentment against him than he realizes. No, again. The moon, things coming to light about him. Republicans or families? Out in the cold, five of Pentacles. Yeah, it's not looking good for him at all. His plans and strategies. Disappointment for him. Now I've got a lot of no's here, and also yeah, that 10 of Cups is Republicans. What I've got here is apathy and just people are empty. These cups are empty and people are sick of empty promises. I don't know how he's handled the pandemic in Georgia, but I get a feeling that people aren't happy. Slow and plodding, and it takes ages to get anything done. And especially if you're in poorer areas. And what he doesn't realise is this, you're in a lot of white voters live in poorer areas as well. And they're being classed as, you know, they're not getting it because the areas they're in, and they're poor too. Hi, J-Lo. They want to put him out in the cold. Now, an unavoidable and permanent change to the Republican Party and their plans. Their strategy. It's basically the end of their strategies. Brian Kemp. Debate, anger, fighting, secrets and lies, disappointment, disappointing news for him. I don't think he's going to be elected next year. I don't think he's going to get re-elected. In fact, if there's a primary, he might get primaried. Wouldn't surprise me if Ratzenberger took him on. But, yeah. Barefoot clog dancing. What? Oh, that's a nice name. Thank you. Grace Warrior, Irwin Powell. That's a nice name, Grace Warrior. I mean, Warrior's a little bit unusual, but Grace first, yeah. Reduces the number of places where people can vote and makes it a criminal offence to provide food and water to people waiting in voting lines. Target black voters. Wow. Thank you, Laura Carlson. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Yes, he was known as the wildlife warrior. So yes, that does make sense. DeSantis, okay, I will. But first, somebody asked me before, what is Merrick Garland? What's Merrick Garland going to do? So DeSantis. So we'll look at Merrick Garland. Not that they hate America, they just want to run America their way, and their way has become so unpopular. It's hard to believe that is the same party that, you know, had Lincoln at their head and the Emancipation Proclamation, and, you know, same party that fought Democrats over the same issues that the Democrats are fighting them over now. Thank you for saying hello to Whitby, Kathy. So the laws have cut down the number of voting places. What else have those laws done? Of course, criminal offence to hand out food and water to people. That's ridiculous. That is denying people basic human rights. Thank you, Kathy Daly. Thank you. I really do appreciate the support I get from you guys. Tumbling, and it's very sweet. But as always, I say, please make sure that you are able to look after yourself and your families first. And yeah. Well, what they are doing is un-American, but they don't think that. That's just ridiculous. They hate. What they hate is the shift of power in America to, as more and more minority groups gain more and more power, or more and more positions of power, they hate that. Okay, DOJ. Now he was going to set the DOJ onto looking at these laws. Are they going to be able to do anything or come up with any judgments that they can take to the court, Supreme Court? This is going to go to the Supreme Court. Yes, it is. See, there you go, Supreme Court there. Transition into calmer waters movement. It is going to be a journey. Here's that cardigan. Voters don't really want this. They don't want these laws. They've lived through these laws before, and they've seen the results of these laws, of people fighting against these laws and what it cost the last time. This is the 10 of Swords. 10 is the end of the cycle. There's stab, 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 stab. This is an argument against this. This is against this. This is against this. They're going to be an end brought to being able to make changes like this. There's going to be standards set in place that the states can, you know, run the elections if they see fit, but they're going to have to be standards. And he's going to find at least 10 instances where these things breach laws, not just federal but state. The Fool, movement, the surety. This person is sure of, no matter what is beyond the cliff, they're going to be safe. And faith in those in the universe or those around him to support him. Queen of Cups, putting a lid on things. Voting is a really emotive issue. And there is something that I've maturity. This is maturity reached several. So if something's been practiced for so long, I don't know what this is, and I don't know what country it is, but if something has been an established practice for a certain number of years, a specific number of time, length of time, is that it can be stated as don't have the right to stop it or something. And it's not applicable to everything, but something like early voting, voting on Sundays, things like that. And these are the type of things that the Republicans are trying to shut down. Autonomy. He's going to find a way to end complete autonomy or clip complete autonomy of the states to a certain way. Is that they have anything that contravenes certain federal standards, they're going to be forced to go and review, or is seen to contravene certain standards, and prove in a court that it doesn't before they'd be allowed to vote on it or something. He's going to find a way to clip their wings. You know, this woman, she's in total control over the bird of prey. So ending this sort of crap and clipping their wings in a way, but not so that they can't, but there's going to be Yeah, it is going to end up in front of the courts. He's yeah, and he is going to stand firm, and he is going to make sure the federal prosecutors in each state, he's going to send information out to them. These are the boundaries. These are the boundaries with, he's going to make sure that new boundaries are set. I don't know how he's going to do it, but he's going to find a way. And that all this crap is cut through. He's a very smart man. There is going to be celebration. And there is going to be new partnerships. There's definitely going to be a federal commission on election and election rights. There's something in the institution about running free and fair elections, isn't there, in that Article 10 about the states running free and fair elections and the way in which they, I don't know, he's going to find something. And yes, these efforts are going to be overturned. He's definitely going to find ways and means to change things. He's definitely in it. He's 100% in it. He can't go in there and tell them what to do, but he can investigate what they've done. And if it breaches certain laws, then, there's a case to take to Supreme Court. And I think it could reach Supreme Court. He's definitely not sitting on his hands with this. You're going to drop banana peels from the helicopter. Yes. Yeah, that's what he's going to be looking at. Constitutional specialist, all sorts of things. Hi, Bonnie Russell. Hi, Teresa Balthasar. Did I say hello before? Hi, Renee Rogers. Yeah. Now, DeSantis? Okay, DeSantis. What's going to happen is what's going to happen with DeSantis next year? Will DeSantis win the next election? Will he win? I just got his out. He's out. Hang on. I don't hear things. I sort of see words flash through my mind. And sort of like my own voice is reading the words that flash in my mind. So yes. Hi, Jen. Yeah, they're going to find something that allow them to continue to let the states run the elections, but clip their wings in certain ways. Ron DeSantis. Restraint, restraint. He should be showing restraint. Does he even know what that means? Apart from being tied up and liking it. Sorry, oh, that was a bit mean. Okay. He should be showing restraint. That was nasty. That was nasty. Bad girl. Thank you, Janie de Los Santos. Thank you. Welcome too. And my goodness, thank you so much for your support. It's so welcome, and yeah, thank you. I'm humbled. Thank you very much. Page of Pentacles. The page is the bottom of the court cards. Okay, so if you're in the upper echelons, you're at the bottom here. You've got to work your way up. Young and smart, very intellectual. This is not him. This is someone who is a threat to him. Not too young. Young in politics is probably like, what, 30s, 40s? At the moment, there's going to be a lot more younger people, but this could be even younger than that. The young people of Florida are still really angry about Parkland, about the way they've been dismissed, about the way they've been treated, especially the Parkland kids and all that. There's this whole generation who are voters now, who are registered voters now, and who I'm looking at this and I'm getting groundswell of young people. People talking, other young people talking to each other and going through and talking, and sort of like Republican youth, like they feel like some of the Republican values are good and some of the Democratic values are good. They're more conservative leaning, but they also want to bring in some of the Democratic stuff. So it's like they're the genesis of something new in Florida, at least. This is interesting. Now, I'm saying, is DeSantis going to win next year? This is chaos, investigative chaos. So there's really going to be investigations happening, and COVID. How did he let spring break happen? Why did he let spring break happen? Why the total failure there? Greed. Strategies, plans and strategies. And he's always looking out, wanting to make more, not do more, make more, or get more money, get more power. He's always looking out in that, this is the wand he's got a hold of. But this wand over here, it's like, I'm not even going to be bothered with that. But this is the one that's going to lead me to more of a global influence, influence within the US. And this one, which he should be balancing out in his plans and strategies, is basically the people of his state. He doesn't give a shit about them. Pardon my French. Biden. Biden is very supportive of this youthful groundswell. Biden is very much he knows that well-educated young people, which is, I do see Biden working, just flashed through my head, I do see Biden working later in his administration to making education for young people cheaper and easier and more alternatives. There are a lot of universities now who will actually, you can go in, and this is in the US, is you can go in and they give you access to the lectures, they'll give you access to rubrics or assignments, they'll give you access to all sorts of things for free. You just can't sit the exams and you can't get any qualification from it, but you have all this access. And that, I do, you know, and I do think there's going to be a promotion of that, but I do feel that Biden is very much aware that the future of America is very much tied in with this groundswell of youth, and it's really starting in Florida, where they're really, really angry. And this groundswell of youth that is not, it's a Republican-Democratic mix. Yes, middle of the road, I suppose you'd call it. But it's like bringing in some of the middle Republicans without the extreme and actually bringing in a bit of the extreme left and mixing it. It's just sort of, that's the picture I'm getting. And Biden's very supportive of this and aware of it. And yeah, he's going to make education, tertiary education, and there's going to be a review of elementary and secondary education as well. DeSantis, it's chaos for DeSantis, and he's barely hanging in there. Okay. Now, this is 2022. What's going to happen with him in 2022? Oh, it's going to be showing that he abused his position. The Floridians are a strange lot. Victory for these young people. Victory for these young people. DeSantis, chaos. Really skating on thin ice for him. Quid pro quo and deals. Now, that's on top of the... So, chaos. Barely hanging in. Quid pro quo and deals coming out. So, investigations. Investigative chaos. Whistleblower. Okay, so whistleblower. So this is his outlook to get more power, but leave behind the people he should be looking after, and his abuse of his position to do so. Whistleblower within the community and a younger person as well, and investigations and disappointment for him. All of this is going to add to disappointment for him. I don't think he's going to win. I've got the word jail went through my head. Interesting. Is DeSantis going to end up in jail? Justice. Now, I asked if DeSantis is going to end up in jail. Whatever happens to him, he's going to be facing justice. Lies, deception, coming out, highlighted. Ken of Wands, burden he's placed on his state. Hierophant, that's courts and institutions. Two of Cups, partnerships. Seven of Wands, defending himself. He's definitely going to end up before a judge. Knight of Pentacles, he's plotting. Failure to act, lack of action, betrayal of the people of his state, people losing their lives. Nine of Cups. He's definitely going to be facing some sort of legal jeopardy. He might even end up in jail, but I don't see an Eight of Swords or anything here, which is confinement. I do see him having to defend himself. Eight of Pentacles. Details. Nine of Pentacles. Seem pretty abusing power. King of Wands. Yeah. He's not going to have an easy time of it next year either. He's going to be judged, and wherever he ends up, he's going to be justified ending up there, whether it's out of office, in jail. But I didn't see any restriction card. I didn't see any confinement card. So don't put civil war out there, Dave. No, it won't happen. I can't see that happening. What's next on the list? Let's see. We've got DeSantis. We've got Jim Crow. North Korea. I'm going to do North Korea. Trump and charges. Let's have a look at North Korea. Rick Scott is just as bad. Let's see. Will there be a Democratic governor in Florida next in 2022? Will a Democrat be voted as governor in Florida in 2022? It's going to be a hard fight. Thank you. Will Florida vote in a Democratic governor in 2022? There's going to be a Democratic House, I think. A Republican, but that's also a yes card. A new star. Restriction. Eight of Swords, that's a no. Page of Swords. At this stage, I see Republicans still holding on, but there's restrictions for the governor. So, yeah, exposure. Like I said, it flashed in my mind there's going to be a Democratic House. What about the Senate in Florida? Consequences. Sunshine. It's going to be a lot better in Florida for people. There's going to be a rising star, but I don't think any Republican would be telling. Okay. will the Democrats get the Senate in Florida next year? Lovers. Hermit. Coming out of isolation. The world. New stars. Biden. He represents a Democrat. Five of Swords. We're going to be Nicole, the star. There's the star again. I do feel that there's going to be a lot, whoever gets in, there's going to be a lot more, a new direction and a lot more hope in Florida and a better time in Florida. I do feel that there's going to be restriction of movement. Look, I think at this stage it might be another Republican who gets in, but it's not going to be DeSantis. I think he might be primary. I think he might be, but it won't be DeSantis. For some reason, he won't run. It's edging, at this moment, it's edging towards another Republican governor, but he's going to have his wings clipped severely. Because I feel like there's going to be the House and possibly the Senate going to be groundswell. That groundswell. I think there's going to be a few independents running next year too. Be interesting to see 2022 governors' races for 2022. Be keeping an eye on them, won't we? I don't think DeSantis is going to be there, and if it is a Republican who gets in, going to be restrictions on them. And possibly if it's a Democrat who gets in, they're going to have their wings clipped a bit by, a Republican House and Senate. We'll see. It's a bit far out. I think it's going to be interesting. We'll be revisiting those as we get closer. That's all right, J-Lo. I hope you are learning things, and yeah. And yeah, there's all sorts of ways you can learn. Definitely, if you've got a few decks, go through each of the books and with the decks and review. Every couple of months I will get a deck that I don't use very often, and I'll go through the deck and I'll have my notes from the Right Awake, and I'll have the book from the Right Awake, and I'll do a read through, and then I'll grab for that card, and then in the deck that I'm reviewing, I'll get that card and I'll look at it, I'll look at the picture, and I'll read the book, and I write notes down and things like that. And every now and then I like to go back to basics, because if you're reading on a set of parameters a lot, you can sort of get yourself into a bit of a rut with interpretations from the cards, and I don't like that. I want to make sure that I'm not missing interpretations. So I'll think about the interpretation that I might usually have, and then I'll look at it in a different light. And is that just an automatic response to seeing that? Thank you, Hippie Gypsy. Wonderful. Thank you so much for your support. And review that. And then I'm like, is it just automatic response, or is it true? So I will double check the context, and if I feel like, yes, possibly I still go and read things up. Clarence, you're scared that the US will never be free of the GOP. Okay. Words that went through my mind there, Clarence, is you'll be free of this GOP. This GOP. There's retirement coming up. There's going to be changes made. Okay, there's going to be over the next 8 years. So over the next 2 administrations, there's going to be changes. A lot of the guys that are there now, they're going to be retiring. A lot of the younger ones, a lot of people like Ratzenberger, not Ratzenberger, Kitzinger and all that, they're setting up leadership groups and groups within the thing to move things away from the old way of doing things and move things away from the old prejudices and saying, look, this isn't right, there should be more this, that and the other. And they're getting out there and look at this, complete groundswell shake-up, the GOP. Ground up. So the old GOP with this partisanship, bull dust, and there's going to be a review of values, a review of the way they do things, but it's going to take time. Within 10 years, I think that this GOP here now is starting to break down. It's starting to break down. And there's going to be a rebuilding process. And within 10 years, you'll see a new party. It might still be called the Republican Party or some firm. Yeah, we run on the Westminster system, Wendy Kate. Yeah, so just hang on. And so the Republican Party in 10 years from now, even 8 years from now, it's going to be a completely different party. It'll still have some of the people that are in it now, but they're going to be people like Kitzinger and others, and a lot more younger people. They're going to go through and they're going to talk. So it's going to take time. And a lot of these old people and people who do the wrong thing constantly, they'll be gone. Yeah, so it's now we have the Westminster system, which is we used to have 4 parties. Well, we still have the Greens, which are a minor party, and which is good because they generally get a few seats. We have the Liberal Party and the National Party, who are called the Coalition, but they are 2 separate parties. So that's 3. We have the Labor Party. And then we used to have the Democrats, which really, I think we need more. We need them back. We need the Democrats back, but they've disbanded. But we really do need them back. And there's things like Palmer United Party, One Nation, and we even have little parties like the fishing, boating, camping, whatever, little ones. And they generally don't get most of the votes go to either Liberal, Labor, or National. And so the coalition, it's Liberal and National by themselves aren't as big as Labor. So they have had for years a coalition. So, and yeah, so we run on the Westminster system, and which is the same system that Britain have. So, yeah. Yeah, the Green Party. The Greens have been around for a long time too. They've, yeah. A lot of people say, if you vote for Greens, you're wasting your vote. No, you're not. If you vote for Greens, and enough people vote for Greens, they get a few people in every election. And so they, in fact, the Green Party is, well, they were running Tasmania, in charge in Tasmania for quite a while, but I think that's changed to Labor now. Hi, Anne H. How are you? So, and I don't see why America can't have a three-party system, or if anyone is allowed to run for office under any banner. So I think more independence would be good. Okay. North Korea. Let's have a look at North Korea. What is going on? They're doing a lot of saber rattling at the moment, aren't they? What is North Korea up to? Yep, Wendy K, you're in Canada now. I thought you were in, oh, that's Kathy W. Yeah, Kathy W is in Missouri. Yeah, haven't seen Kathy W for a while. Hi, Sharon Side. Okay. Okay. North Korea, God to the highest truth and compassion. Thank you for helping me. What's happening with North Korea? Yeah. Yeah, no, I got you a bit mixed up with Kathy W. So you're WK and she's KW. Yeah. Okay, let's see. North Korea. What's going on? Nothing good. Nothing good. Theft. Theft. I think there's military information, military theft of secrets, and definitely these are swords, a weapon. Oh, greedy merchant, greedy, greedy, greedy. Oh, that's interesting. Theft, greedy merchant. I mean, the picture that paints is pretty interesting, but just he'd gotten some information from Trump, but the thing is they very rarely told Trump the whole picture. They gave him cliff notes, but not enough to put together into anything coherent. Yeah, here he is again, the false nine. They've got Trump's yeah, legacy, family money, family legacy, money, 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 money. You know, when they had that meeting, there was nobody really there. Disruptive, be disruptive. They knew he wasn't going to win. They knew Trump wasn't going to win, but they really encouraged him in his belief that he would, and that it would be a lie. They want to destabilize the whole region, and that comes down into our area as well. We're having problems with China destabilizing that region. Lady Life, firstly, welcome, Lady Life. Lovely to see a new name. Secondly, thank you. I am blown away by the support I've been getting today. Thank you. I'm humbled and yeah. So Sharon Sype. Sharon Sype. Yeah, okay, Sam. So firstly, welcome, and welcome to the other person who was so generous as well. Always, firstly, I love seeing new names. I'm just blown away by the generosity. Also, hello to everyone who's watching who isn't part of the chat. I am always happy to see new names. Always humbled at seeing new names. And yeah. So wow, I'm humbled. I do go in pretty deep with things. Yeah, destabilization is what they want. They really want destabilization in the area, which is, yeah. But they're using information given to them by Trump. Will they be able to prove that? That's another thing. And this is why I always have the disclaimer up there. Hi, Kim King. Always, because this is interpretation of cards and it's no proof of guilt or innocence on anyone's part. But the interpretation, the greedy merchant who's a false knight and the theft of military information, yeah, they're standing their ground. They're trying to set new boundaries within the area. So they're trying to extend their power, their influence, their area of influence, and set new boundaries. The Chariot, momentum. Victory. Somewhere in there, yeah, they're trying to extend their sphere of influence and possibly even their borders somewhere. It's not going to be into South Korea, I think, because they share a border with China, or even maybe, if my geography is correct, there might be some islands between them and Japan that they might want to. They're doing a lot of saber rattling to cover up what they're actually trying to do at the moment. maybe some clashes, border clashes. King of Wands, Hierophant, the Lovers. There's quite a lot of high impact cards here. So if they get away with doing what they're going to have a high, they really want to impact the region in a big way. King of Wands. The Hierophant, political institutions. The Lovers, deals with other powers. They may have made a deal with China over something to do with Taiwan. I just feel like that's, but whether that all goes ahead or not, I do feel like it's providing cover for something they want to do and somebody else wants to do. And using information, they think it's good. And they want to extend their autonomy. They're a bit more embattled than they want people to know. That's part of the saber rattling as well. There's been some breakdown in their institutions as well. Embattlement within an institution. The deal that they've made, they feel is going to put them in a very comfortable position in the area. Happy family, fantasy, illusion, facade. The King of Wands. Yeah, this is Trumpian Republicans. They think by helping Trump in destabilizing things in the US, it's going to weaken the US and it's going to weaken Biden. I don't know. There is definitely a streak of madness through this family. And I think this woman who's in charge now, she is the worst of the lot. She is. There's definitely a streak of madness through this family. They want to destabilize the whole, they're saber rattling. They've got, it's a hodgepodge of things they want to do and they're hiding it. And they're using the saber rattling to distract. But they definitely, yeah, used Trump for information. They promised him things that they've got no intention of keeping, of giving him. But Trump is so greedy and so stupid that all he saw was more power and more money to me. But there is a weakening, embattlement within the institution. There is a weakening happening there. And I think they're trying to hide that. Very, very interesting. If people want to know what I'm reading on what all this saber rattling by North Korea is about. So, yeah. I love watching Kirsten Langston, and her Quick and Dirty hooked me in. I sometimes will just throw a few cards and do that. But generally, I just get so zoned in. And yes, it takes a while to get through my readings. But I absolutely love and adore that woman. She was my introduction into this new journey for me. And yeah, I can't thank her enough. So if you're ever watching Kirsten, which I know probably not, but thank you so much for introducing me. And this is a side of myself that I always knew was there, but was afraid to look at and open up to. So you're half asleep. That's all right. I have that sort of voice. Okay, let's have a look now. What else? Always entertainment purposes only. DeSantis. Trump and charges. What's happening with Trump? Let's have a look. The charges against Trump. He's got so many states out for his blood. It's ridiculous. Let's see. There's Georgia, state of Georgia. There's the District of Columbia, which isn't a state, which it should be. New York. Any other states out for his blood? They're really taking their time and they're drawing this out, and it is, oh, okay. Yeah. Trump guides the highest truth and compassion. Okay, let's have a look at how Trump is feeling about impending charges. Hi, Cat M. Hi, JLo. I think I said hello before. How are you? How is Trump? That's why I lit the Palo Santo too, because I'm going to dive in deep on it. Protection. How is Trump feeling? I've made deals. I've made deals. I've made deals. They can't touch me. I made deals with people. Oh, he honestly believes they cannot touch him. Well, this part of him believes he honestly believes that he's going to be able to get out of it because he made deals with people. But that doesn't mean he's not scared of having to face the consequences of his illegal actions. He's scared that he's not going to be able to get out of it. But he feels confident that he will. Loss of resources, waste, donation money. I've spent all this money. I've wasted this money. I need more money to fight. I don't have enough money to fight these cases. It's all lies. And and I'm going to be able to prove it. This is how he's feeling. Oh, he's also feeling a little bit like out in the cold. There are some people who are starting to turn their backs on him. Weisselberg's daughter-in-law, for one. Weisselberg already has. And he's starting to realise that, and he's starting to feel a little bit out in the cold. He's this mixture of megalomaniac, narcissistic confidence, and scared little person who, they have no right to take me down. I have made deals, and they're not going to be allowed to take me down. And also he's talking himself up because he knows that this could be the utter and complete end of him. He wants to run away, but he's not going to be able to. He's scared that he's not going to be able to escape. Knight of Cups. Yeah, there he is again, the false knight, all of the things he did wrong. Two of Wands. His strategies are just going down the pothole. Not down the pothole, they're going down a friggin' sinkhole. Or a whirlpool. This is the card of strategy and decisions, and all the strategy he had laid out to get away with everything's just going. Oh, he wants to disappear. He wants to disappear. Now you see him, now you don't. He wants to disappear. And he's looking at ways to try and make this a card of manifestation. He wants to disappear. He's looking at ways in which he can try and skip. I think he knows he's going to have to if he's going to survive. Ooh, dirty money. Groups. This is really interesting. I get this whole card, like the three. We've got a really unhappy chap looking at these plans. Another unhappy looking woman saying, but you promised this. And then this young woman is up there. And it looks like she's setting the last stone in place, the last stone in place, the last support that's needed financially, sort of thing. But to me, I get the picture of she's taking it away and these people are not happy about it. No, 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 no. This was not part of the plan. I'm not happy about it. You were supposed to do this. This is so we can get our plans done. But this person is going, no, no. This is a bit like the Fountainhead. They're not happy with the way things went. If you're not aware of the Fountainhead, it's a wonderful movie. It's a book also, and it's a movie starring Patricia Neal and Gary Cooper, in which Gary Cooper played a architect who was so unhappy with the way that his estate was, that he planned and conceived, was built by the people who he worked for, that he blew it up. So I'm not saying this person is going to go, no, but there are people who are so unhappy with what Trump has done or not achieved, that they're taking their support away. And that's financial support. And he knows that's happening and it's scaring him. He's losing that support. People are walking away from him. Ooh, he's heading to a really, really dark place. This is not sunshine and happiness. This is depression. This is darkness. This is occasionally, this is an interesting spin on it. Occasionally the light is a difficult burden to bear, capable of wounding more deeply than a sword. Isn't that really interesting? The exposure. He feels like he's going to get exposed and he can't take that people seeing what he really is, because light shattering the darkness, shattering. 10 of Cups. He's going to try and tighten his stranglehold on Trumplicans. King of Pentacles. Yeah. Problem is, just went through my mind that he has isolated the RNC. He put out that cease and desist to say, I can do what I like. You have to do what I tell you. Don't go and support candidates that I don't want supporting. But that piece of manipulation did not work. He's isolated. It's not showing immediately. There are some people who are being very, very careful in how they're turning their backs on him, but how they turn their backs on him. Rand Paul. I'll have a look at him in a minute. Hi, John Pelosi. Hi, Patricia Ray. Hi, Flora. Anyway, so that's Trump. That's how that's what I get from reading. I will have a look at Rand Paul. Yep. He up for re-election next year? I think he in 2018. Rand Paul. Let's see. Now, what sort of charges is Trump facing when they get round to it? And I'll just do it an all-encompassing, not whether it's looking at the January 6th or at money or the, the states, just generally, or his, voter suppression efforts. Just generally, what sort of charges is Trump facing in his future? Some of them are going to be in the next few months too. They're just really taking their time, and it's driving him nuts, by the way. Abuse of power, abuse of position. I can ask that. I was going to do a reading on that, wasn't I? I don't know if I got to it. Trump properties. Oh, yeah, I did. I did do a reading on that. He's going to lose some to overseas interest. Others going to be seized. Night, Sandra. Okay. What sort of charges is Trump going to face? King of Wands. And it's reversed. Abusive. Definitely going to face charges over his slumlord deal. That's even going to go back as far as that. He lashes out at people. And some of the charges he's going to face are going to be from him lashing out, losing his temper and lashing out. Wow. Assault. Exposure. So much more is going to come to light about him. What sort of charges is he going to face? 5 of Cups. Reversed. He's facing indefinite loss. Doubled. the charges, some of these charges are going to result in infinite loss, not indefinite. Lots of loss. There's going to be a loss of honor and glory and fame, a loss of all that. It's going to be problems he can't solve. Yeah, the crooked entrepreneur. One of the things about the King of Wands is to be an entrepreneur. And this person is not the entrepreneur that he wants people to believe. And he lashes out at anyone who does that. And he'll do anything in his haste to prove that he is, that he cheats and lies. And so there's going to be results from that, him lying and everything to make people believe he's richer than he is. Night, Clarence. High Priestess. Strategies, lies, secrets. Biden is not going to pardon him. There's some federal things there that he's going to face. I don't know when, but it's going to take lies and secrets and strategies. This could even go back to the 2016 election. He might face charges from them too, where they prove his attempts to overturn justice, election suppression, all of the court cases that went against him. January 6th, he's going to face charges from that. He's already got Sowell's got that court case. Ooh, destabilization and demolition. Yep. His attempts to destabilize the United States is going to go. They're looking at all 4 years that he was in charge and some of the things he did there. He's going to face charges leading back to then. He's not going to get pardoned for everything he did. And he's not going to get away with everything he did. They're going to find things. His attempts to destabilize people. Page of Wands. Ooh. He's not going to be able to talk his way out of these things. These are the charges he's going to face. The types of charges he's going to face. Yeah, here it is, destabilization again. Overturning justice, destabilization, secrets and lies, or high impact. Or high impact. The Sun. He's going to charge. Yeah, here's the Seven of Swords again. He is not going to be able to escape legal consequences. He abused his power. There's going to be charges later that. There's going to be charges from his businesses. This is what the King of Wands reversed is. There's going to be charges associated with loss. Loss of money, loss of life, infinite loss, loss that could have been avoided, I think. He's going to face charges going back to 2016, I think. He's going to face charges over his January 6th. He's going to face charges over the Georgia phone calls. He's going to face charges for things he did in office that were aimed at destabilization of the United States. And increasing the influence of Russia. Seven of Swords. That Seven of Swords is interesting. He's not going to be able to escape the consequences of it, whether it's legal or people branding him a traitor, whatever. There's 7 other people that are going to have to face things as well. Not 7 other people, 6 other people. He's only one of these people. Be interesting to see how many end up facing charges to do with Russia. He's yeah. He was using Georgia as a testing ground, and Georgia do not like it. He's facing all sorts of charges. As to when, terror is not very good for when. I'd say within the next 2 months to 2 years, there's going to be charges coming at him during that time frame. Which I did a Kipper reading on that, and yeah. Hi, Kathy W. I was saying before that I kept thinking Wendy Kay lived in Missouri, but she's in Canada, and you're in Missouri, and it was the WK and KW that was mixing me up. Okay, where now? Let's see. Will Trump lose? What's going to happen with his properties? Hi, Greta. 2 of Pentacles. He's juggling to try and keep them. Wasted resources. Waste. Spent everything. He's not in a position. He's facing huge financial loss and losses of other things. Consequences for your actions. Yeah, the chooks are going to turn to emus and kick his dunnies down, all of them. Deals that he made, all those loans he guaranteed, he can't pay them, and so there's going to be some lenders seizing some of his properties. Mar-a-Lago's going to go, or he's skating on real thin ice here, so much that it's going to go freeze. Five of Cups, here it is, in infinite losses again. He's caused so many people to lose so much money, and he's facing that. He can't talk his way out of it. Here it is again, facing consequences of his theft, of his actions. There's going to be some seized by debtors. Will there be any assets seized by the government? The state of New York is going to seize its properties there. State of New York. That went through my mind. Yes, there are plans and strategies in there to seize some properties. State of New York, definitely. They're in the process of getting ready to do it. It is taking time. They need to get everything. This is why they're taking so long, you know. But there's going to be a freeze on his assets soon. Not yet fully seized by the government, but they're going to put a freeze on his assets soon. Yeah, here it is, the hangman. Yeah, they're preparing to be able to go in and put a freeze on his assets. The hangman paused, stopped, not able to go anywhere. Ace of Pentacles. That's his assets again. Freeze on his assets. Knight of Cups, false knight, that's him. Going to try and argue it, but Six of Wands, no, they have every right to, and they'll be able to prove that. So freeze his assets, and then they're going to seize. There's going to be seizure of a lot of his assets. The Magician, they've almost got everything they need to do it, to manifest this. Two of Wands, plans, strategies, Lord of Dominion, they're going to have dominion over him. Magus of Power, sort of illusory success. So, they're keeping things close to their chest, but they are close to freezing his assets and then seizing them. And there's going to be Seven keeps coming up again. This is his lies and gaslighting. Six of Swords. Ooh. Rough. Going from rough water into smooth. Lord of earned success. But that was a lie. He didn't earn his success. Seven of Swords. There it is again. There's the Seven of Swords again. Unable to escape what is coming his way. Ten of Swords, Lord of Ruin. It's going to ruin him. This is it, the Lord of Ruin. And Nine of Cups. What people want to see happen is going to happen. Yeah, he's going to lose everything. He might have been able to get some money out, but I don't think he's going to be able to get to it. I think they're following what he's doing with money at the moment, and they're freezing everything. They're going to freeze everything soon. Bye-bye, Felicia. Who's Felicia? She one of the insurrectionists. That's good. That's good. 12 federal charges by a grand jury. Excellent. Oh, look, I think New York's going to freeze all of his assets, and they're going to seize the assets in New York. But there's going to be a freeze on his accounts, everything. And I think they're even going to put a freeze on that GoFundMe or whatever it is. You know, that fundraising. They're going to be told to cease and desist, I think. Yes, it will. It will, Patricia Ray. It will be found out that Trump is an illegitimate president. Still call them Felicia. Oh, good on you. Yes, yes, absolutely, yes. He will be found out that he was an illegitimate president. Yeah, I think the most scrutiny is going to be placed on the 3 judges he put in place. Other judges that he put in place, they're going to be reviewed. I did a thing on that the other day, that they're going to be reviewed. Their performance is going to be reviewed, especially the ones who weren't really qualified. You don't have to have any qualifications to become a judge. You know, you may never have gone to school, but they can put you up to be a judge. You know, but they'll have a look at the review and what they've done and whether they've gone and learnt what they need to learn to do the job properly, and the judgments that have been passed down. So all of the ones who are deemed unqualified will be reviewed. The performances will be reviewed. Will the pardons be reviewed? 4 of Pentacles, 4 of Swords, the Moon. Lots of secrets, lies and deceptions there. The Empress, 3 of Wands. Yeah, looks like there might be reviews. 4 of Wands. Minor celebrations. The Emperor, the 5 of Wands. Conflicts. There's going to be some conflicts about some of them. 6 of Cups. Yes, there's going to be reviews. There's going to be conflicts about some of them. Some will be withdrawn, I think. Some will just manage to hang in there. There's going to be a review of some of them, yeah. There's going to be a bit of a debate. How can you review pardons given by a president and all that? It's going to cause a bit of a kerfuffle, especially in the Republican ranks. Oh, yeah. Anyway, somebody asked me about Rand Paul. So, what is happening with Rand Paul? What is happening with Rand Paul? Rand Paul. I'm going to wrap it up after this reading, as I'm hungry. I haven't had breakfast yet. So, Queen of Wands, Congress. Queen of the Throne of Flames. Knight of Wands, investigations. Lord of Flame and Lightning. Princess of Cups, emotional immaturity and emotional and surprising news, which is handled with emotional immaturity. The Wheel of Fortune, there is a change coming to this man. The Star. He wants to be the rising star in the Republican Party. Is that going to be the case? When is he up for re-election? Does anybody know? Temperance. He really needs to be showing some restraint at this time. But he is really very emotionally immature, and he's not able to do that. Six of Cups, past actions, review of past actions. Knight of Cups, offers, alignment, support of the false knight. Seven of Cups, the Lord of illusionary success. Now, I did a flip through with this and then a shuffle, so he is delusional. When does he? That's all right, Laura. Oh, you can always watch it. Yeah, so he just re-won his election. Okay. But he is delusional. Two of Pentacles. The Empress, Son of the Morning. I'd like to say he's not going to see out his term, but I'm not quite sure on that. He's definitely got lies and deception coming up. He's delusional. He really should be showing restraint. He's not doing himself any good. He really should be showing stability and leadership within the party, but he's not. He thinks he is, but he's not. He really does see himself as the shining light, the new star of the Republican Party, the new leadership model. He's got quite a wonderful opinion of himself. Hi, Rondell. Had a boil in the wrong spot. Ouch. Ooh. He's repeated mistakes, a repeated pattern of things that are not good. Doing that time and time again and repeating the same mistake over and over again. Eight of Pentacles. Getting so locked in. He's not seeing the signs around him. You know? To me, this is a really interesting representation. Here he is. He's so locked in. He's this blooming flower, and he sees himself as this blooming flower. And he's got it all there, all the money and all the support he needs. But above him, there's this sunlight thing that's shining, and there's still a couple of pentacles on top of it. But there's another couple of pentacles that are being eaten away by this sunlight thing, this exposure, I suppose, this spotlight. Ten of Pentacles, his legacy, he's building money. It's all about money for a lot of these Republicans. Six of Pentacles, deals and quid pro quos. And that's interesting because that's on top of the Devil and the manipulation and the Six of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune and the Queen of Wands. He's got a change coming that he cannot stop. Two of Cups, relationships. Six of Wands, money behind his victory, the Moon, lies and deceptions, delusion, lies and deceptions around money and his victory. He's got so many secrets. And he's finding it hard to balance them all. I don't think he'll run again. And over the course of the next 6 years, is it? There's going to be a lot of stuff coming out about him. I can't see forced isolation or abandonment, but there's going to be a lot coming out about him, and lies and deceits and victories. Void. There's a possibility somewhere along the way that his victory could be declared void, but yeah, he's got bumpy time coming up, but a lot of high impact cards there. He just makes the same mistakes over and over and over, and he greed for power, money and power. He wants to be the new shining light and the new shining leader of the Republican Party. This is how he's picturing himself. But it's not happening because the things he's done to get where he has and the mistakes he's made, he keeps repeating them, keeps repeating them, keeps repeating them. There's going to be secrets coming to light about him too. And deals he's made, deals as well. All so very interesting. Yeah. Okay, my darlings, I'm going to wrap it up now. Thank you so much. The support I've gotten from you, just coming, hopping on every time and being there for me and supporting me. And I love seeing new names as well. It's lovely to see new names here. And it's and the donations too, which I'm humbled by. Thank you very much. Love you all. Stay safe, stay strong, stay healthy, and stay loving. I'll see you on Tuesday night. Bye-bye. Love you.